Hey, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. This is Dispatching Live. It's noon on Thursday. Thanks for joining us. What we're going to do is we're going to check out the load boards. We're going to go live with Sue at Murphy Auto Transport. Let's go ahead and go live with Sue now. Oh, and how's the focus there? I forgot to check the focus. Oh, darn it. All right, well, we're live. You know we're live, so here we go. Sue, can you see me and hear me okay? Oh, wait,
Yes,
here we go.
and you're
Check.
in focus. We're good.
Okay, we're in focus. You can see me, you can hear me. Do me a favor, go ahead and
Yes.
start sharing your screen. Tell us what's going on, and I can tweak the audio here.
Okay, it's disabled again.
Oh, shoot. That's right. So listen, anybody worried about Zoom, you have to enable screen share before anybody can share the screen. They added a bunch of security functions. Zoom, you're welcome. Glad I could help.
Okay. All right. So this is very exciting and crazy all at the same time. But there are 60,128 loads on the board.
Wait,
That is
what? What's the number?
crazy and amazing and scary all at the same time.
60,000?
60,128 loads. And that's just in 3 days, Jay. 3 days. That's all I got to set up for is 3 days.
Holy
Is that not
mackerel.
insane? Yes. So,
60,000.
this is a transporter's paradise, is what I'm telling all of the people when they call me for a quote. I'm saying the transporters are making their own rates right now because that's the only way it's going to work.
I've never heard of that. That's insane.
I think the most I've honestly ever seen was 24. I mean, last week when we were doing 47,000, I thought that was insane. This is even more insane.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Michael Culler asked a good question. All right, why don't you do this? Did you do a cents per mile minimum on that?
No, this is all just straight up all the way across.
Let's do this. Let's do domestic 48 out for, 7 or 10 days, minimum of 40 cents a mile. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to say hello to the live chat. Michael Culler, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it, buddy. See you all the time. You're part of the core. Love that. Ty Thompson is here. Is this where you find cars? Yeah, that's where you find listings.
60,000 loads of cars.
60, right? Okay, you find 60,000 listings of cars. Danny B is with us. What's up, Danny B? Thanks for tuning in. We're live. It's Thursday. Dispatching Live.
It's not in La Paz. It's in Gretna.
This is where we take our dispatching knowledge. That's the red dart. We throw it at the load board. That's the dart board. And we are hoping for a bullseye here today on Dispatching Live. So thanks for joining us. Really do appreciate it.
Should be plenty of bullseyes, because if you can't get loaded right now, there's a problem.
If you can't get a bullseye on a day like today, then you really do have an illegal dispatcher. Yeah. Oh, shoot. So it's still, it's processing the filter?
It's still lagging.
And
it's probably because there's 60,000 loads on the board.
Right.
Yeah, it says my internet connection. There we go.
Yeah,
there's still 53,881 loads.
50,000 loads. Okay, so you did domestic 48.
Uh-huh. Minimum of 40 cents a mile.
Minimum of 40 cents a mile. And how many days out?
Oh, shoot. I put 3 days. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me do 7. Maybe worse.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
ready in next 3 days, right?
Yeah, that was in the next 3 days. I'm going to put in 7 right now.
On Central Dispatch.
And then what I
That's
suggest
a record.
we do,
Wow.
yeah, I think we should put in a minimum of $1 a mile and see what comes up next. Because I bet you'll be surprised. I bet there's 25,000 loads on there. It's $1 a mile.
Really? That is amazing. Oh my gosh.
we're picking them up for like 90 to 96 cents a mile on any of these routes that we're doing. It's crazy. Like, how Dallas is going to Kansas City. You're like to get $250, $300 a car.
Right.
Jen got for 4 vehicles from Dallas to Kansas City $1,850. Yep. Yeah. We
Wow.
took one to Springfield for $600. Yes, I did.
You know what's weird is I feel like,
that
I mean, just in industry news, people were still kind of talking about rates. I haven't seen anybody on Facebook raving about load board rates.
Well, that's crazy.
Right?
Okay, so that for 7 days, that's 57,000
Oh,
loads.
Michael Culler, by the way, you know what? We're going to do that iced coffee recipe. So did you do $1 a mile minimum?
I'm going to do that next.
That is,
Yeah,
because this,
guarantee you, this is unheard of. Like,
I'm going to check
I've
Facebook.
never seen this.
I do
I've been
not.
doing it for
I
15
don't think
years, and I've never seen anything like this.
I haven't heard anybody talk about great load board rates.
They should be. All right, I'm putting in
Does
$1.
that tell us something?
Well, are they complaining or just nobody's saying anything because they're too busy? That's probably the better thing.
Right.
They're too busy
Right.
to complain.
Good point. Good point.
Everybody I've talked to that's on the road, they're just slammed. Everybody's slammed, busy, busy, busy. Okay, so 10,524. I'm surprised. I really figured it'd be in the 20,000 range.
I shared posts about guys getting out of the business.
You see this? $1.99 a mile from Birmingham to Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Do you know what? I love working for Donahue because they pay good.
Yes, they do. That's
yeah.
astronomical. Right there.
That is fantastic, though. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a load board post.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, take a picture. That's crazy. I've never seen that.
Yeah. I haven't either. I mean,
I'm
some
on-
of these smaller ones I'm used to seeing on here, but these are, yeah, I mean, wow.
I am on Auto Transport Everything, and I am not seeing one single post about good rates on load boards.
Really?
Yeah, nobody's talking about it.
Good rate right now. Nobody should be complaining right now.
That's interesting,
Actually,
isn't
this
it?
is the time. Yeah, well, I'm serious. I think they're too busy to complain or be on the internet.
Well, I just read a post that here. First post, guy says, "I'm quitting. I'm getting out. I've had it." Yeah. Now listen, I know one day is not going to change everything, but my point here is, and this is a valid point, literally, none of these posts are talking about the rates on load boards. Now, however you want to argue that is fascinating.
Yeah.
Are we the only place you're going to hear talk about great rates on load boards? That's amazing.
All right.
Travis Nix, 3,000, Nashville to Tallahassee and back. How many cars, Travis?
Yeah.
But that sounds good. Yeah, please share your. Hey, number one, thanks again for joining us today. Number two, please do remember to like. I think we're really on to something. I think that this show is a public service. Yes, tomorrow we're going to talk about getting customers rather than load boards, but they're both valid. They're both places to stay loaded and stay in business. But number three, please post your latest great paying route.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. 3 down, 3 back. Yeah, that's what I was assuming. That's great. And listen, I don't want to know anybody's customer. I don't need to know those things. I'm just looking for, just like there's those videos of guys dumping $100 bills out of FedEx envelopes. This is that moment. We should enjoy the champagne.
Yeah, absolutely, because this probably will never happen again. Well, unless we get COVID again. Okay,
oh man! Wow. Okay, I just threw a flag on the play, Sue. We're holding Murphy Auto, 15 yards.
Well, it's amazing to me. We went through 2.5 months of the loads just being I know there wasn't that many. We had 4,000 loads at our worst point, right? 3,000 to 4,000 loads.
Right.
But the rates were so low and so disgusting. I was so upset, and we were all so pissed
Yeah.
off about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I think it's funny because they're paying for it now.
Well, and it's good, and you know what? And it's really good to see that. By the way, did you do that dollar a mile minimum search? I think I
Yeah,
got you
that
talking.
was the 10,000,
Keep doing that. But
10,556.
10,000?
Yeah.
That's a lot. 10,000 a minute. Wow, that is
I
awesome.
mean, there's a lot
Well,
of short ones on here,
auto
but there's also
transport
longer
businesses
ones.
need this.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
And if it would stay like this, it would be even better. Maybe this will show them that it needs to be like this. But I will say, as a broker, I'm having a hard time moving stuff even at $1 a mile. It's crazy.
So you're, as a broker, right? Let's look at the other side of the coin. As a broker, you're having a hard time moving stuff for $1 a mile.
I am,
Wow. You
because
know,
there's so many loads and not drivers. There's no driver. There's drivers, but we don't have as many drivers as we normally do, for sure. What do you think how many do you think we're missing? At least 25%, 20%?
um, I was working on. We're gonna do a wheel of topics. This is new information. If you're here right now, you're getting inside information. We're gonna do a wheel of topics Tuesday night. Okay.
Okay.
Are you available Tuesday night?
Yes, I'm available Tuesday
Awesome.
night.
Okay, I want you on the wheel of topics because I've been working on my topics, and load boards was already a topic, but we're going to talk about capacity and rates on load boards.
Right.
Because, and the reason I mention that is, as a broker, you mentioned a good point, and this is important. So, as a broker, you're having a hard time moving a car for $1 a mile, how often does that happen?
Never.
Right. Never.
And I keep raising them up every single day
Right.
to try to get somebody for them, because I've got a dealership that they're buying cars left and right. I can't keep up with them. They can't keep up with the volume of it. It's crazy.
Well, and I'll tell you what, there's another, hey, thank you very much. That's another indicator of all this volume that dealerships are buying cars. Right? Because
right. And
how many cars on a load board? What percentage of cars on a load board are dealer cars? That would be a good question.
well,
I would love to find. I mean, I'll bet you Cox Automotive has that answer.
probably. Let's look here. Just looking at this,
Love to know.
I can tell you most of these are either transporters listing cars, or like there's a dealership right there.
Guys, if you're tuning in
or
right
they're
now,
brokers.
thank you so much for joining us here on Dispatching Live. We're talking about how many loads there are on the load board. Sue, okay, so you're seeing over 10,000 loads at $1 a mile on Central Dispatch.
Yeah, $1 or over. Now, granted, there's a lot of them are like local stuff, as you can see, like 89
Right,
miles, stuff
exactly.
like that. Those should be paying that.
And that's
but
normal.
there's also longer hauls on here.
But you're seeing 60,000 loads on Central Dispatch right now.
Total, yeah. Like
And
if
that's
you look at this right here.
And that is a record, as far as you can recall. Yeah. That's a record.
I've never, ever. I've been doing this 15 years. Never, ever, ever. I've never seen anything over like 24, 25, to be honest with you. And I think you said you saw one for 27.
Yeah, I mean, when I was making top 5 car hauling load boards, I think it was at 45,000. Now that was like 3 years ago, and it was, before that August drop. That was like June 2017. Things were pretty good.
Yeah.
45,000. You're seeing 60,000.
I'm seeing 60,000. I've never seen anything like this before.
I mean,
it's hard to move cars. It really is.
And
it'd be hard for a transporter.
We had a dealer buyer on Cars on the Move a week or two ago say that the auction was hot, that things were really hot. Cars are really getting bought and sold. We've seen some high numbers at auctions.
Yep.
This is amazing.
has had a ton of loads on their board. My buyer out of Virginia has been buying a bunch through ACV. They've been buying a bunch through Mannheim, Odessa. He said that he seriously cannot keep up with the volume. They're just buying them left and right. He's got 3 buyers, and they're over the top of each other buying these cars. It's crazy.
Okay, so two things. I got two takeaways right now. Number one, this proves that auto transport does not have a central news resource because this information should be somewhere.
Absolutely.
Right now it's only here. We're the only ones talking about the load boards going crazy right now. Number two, if you are a transporter and you see load boards as your primary source of income, this is the best time to be rolling.
Absolutely. Don't stay at home. Get out on the road.
Yeah, get on the road. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So the kids want to go to like Universal Studios. Do that in August, because things do slow down near the end of the summer. Predominantly, I mean historically, everything, and historically this is a good time of year.
Yes, end of August is when all this stuff starts to go to crap.
Yeah.
And rides out through till January.
Yeah.
I think this might last us for a while because if you figure, I honestly think we've lost 20 to 25% of drivers out there. So it's the whole supply and demand thing. You know what I mean?
You think a lot of businesses went out of business?
Well, I can tell you right now that I have out of let's see, how many drivers did I have? I had 15 drivers. I have 4 people that went out of business.
You had 4? Wow. What's your ratio there? Like 20%?
What's that? Like 15. 26% is what it is.
Wow.
So that would be what I'm saying, 20 to 25% of people.
And
if they're not out of business, they're probably still sitting at home. I've got a lot of people still sitting at home too.
Why are people sitting at home right now?
They're still scared.
They're scared.
Yeah, of COVID.
Do you think that they're in areas? Wow.
No, I think part of it is they probably have families. And I know originally I had a lot of wives saying, I'm not sending my husband out. We've got kids at home. We've got babies at home. We're not doing this. So now those people have gone back out, but I do have some wives that were still telling them they didn't want them out because of it. And I had a couple drivers that went to hauling freight because it's no touch, no anything. And when I told them that the rates were so astronomical, they quit their jobs and they're ready to come back. So, crazy.
By the way, now I don't know if you can see the live chat. Rolando, you can't see this, right? But Rolando is looking for a dispatcher. Rolando, email Sue, Murphy Auto Transport 31 at yahoo.com. Send her an email and ask her. He's looking for good dispatch from LA to South Carolina, back and forth. He's based out of South Carolina. Oh, he put his phone number too. Novoa Transportation. But Rolando, and I'm sorry, I spelled Rolando as Rolando. Rolando, please email Sue. And do me a favor, here's what we're going to do. Guys, we're going to take a second. Here's the information from Murphy Auto Transport. We're going to be right back.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31 at yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
Okay, that's the information for Murphy Auto Transport Services. Thanks for joining us live here on Thursday at noon for Dispatching Live. Let's go back to the load board search with Sue at Murphy Auto Transport Services. Michael, thanks for doing that. Thank you. Thanks, Rolando. I'm glad you're liking the show. Do me a favor. Please give a like. It sure does help. And Travis, yeah, Travis told several brokers your rates are going to run people out of business. Yeah, so, you know, we in auto transport are never afraid to speak the truth. That's why I created Auto Transport Intel. That's what we're trying to do here. And also to try and bring knowledge across the fragments. We are one fragmented industry. Dealers, carriers, brokers, dispatchers. Oh my goodness, the fireworks. Yeah. Sue, what's next? What do we do now?
Well, he was saying something about he does was it Los Angeles? Is that what he was saying?
Yeah,
I was going to say look.
LA to SC, yeah. I guess I'm going to guess he's a 9 car.
I would assume he's got to be a bigger car hauler because a 3 car probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, 3 cars.
Anything from a
not
7
to
to
look
10
for that.
So, and since we don't know where he's at in South Carolina, let's put up North Carolina and South Carolina. Just kind of give us
8 car
right there on the border.
He's an 8 car. Michael likes it. Yeah. Michael's interested.
Mike likes the big car haulers.
Okay, good. That's excellent.
And he has a spot for somebody that big, so that'd be perfect. Let's see.
Find your niche. Absolutely. And thanks, Rolando, for talking about the route. It helps the, this is the point of the show, is to look for your route. If you got a route that you want us to search, if you're looking for some advice, whether you're new or you've been around, you just want to switch things up. They got a backhaul button on Central Dispatch yet?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I think they have something through J-Tracker or something like that.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for my backhaul button. I'm tired of waiting.
Well, okay. So looking at this, we got 161 loads. Of course, that's the full state of North Carolina, and it's the full state of South. But I put in LA.
Yeah, and by the way, he did give the city, because that'll help. It's Georgetown. Where is Georgetown, South Carolina? I'm gonna. Here's a pro tip. When you're doing dispatch and you don't know the city, look it up. Don't assume. Georgetown, South Carolina. I don't even have a guess. I can't think. Okay, it's near the coast. Yeah, it's near. It's like halfway between Myrtle Beach and Charleston.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. All right.
I'm sure it's beautiful. So we got to get him some money so he can have a great weekend. Boy, it looks like a great area.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go visit Georgetown, South Carolina.
I know we have 161 loads on here, but we all know that if you're not an 8-9 car hauler, you don't want to pick up in 8-9 places usually. So let's see what we got. Like if we put a minimum of 2 on here and see what comes up. I'm going to still leave up North Carolina and South Carolina just because I know and you know you're not always going to find stuff straight to where he lives. And those are good places for picking up at too.
I'm going to put in Georgetown Auto Auctions because I'm curious what auto auctions are there auto auctions near Georgetown, South Carolina? Grand Strand Auto Auction.
And see there's a Copart and IA over in that area.
That must be an independent. There's the Charleston Auto Auction, but that is, it's an hour south.
This place is hard to get to usually. I don't know if, but it's paying 50 cents a mile.
Port Hueneme, yeah. Now that's north of LA. Oh, look at that. No TWIC required. There's no TWIC needed at Port Hueneme. That's very interesting. I don't know a lot about Port Hueneme, but
I
think it's a military port.
I thought they did ACV or an E-check or something.
Look at those 2 brand new GMC. By the way, wouldn't it be interesting to know, so what are those cars?
What do you mean, where they're picking up going to?
2 2020 GMC Terrain.
I guarantee you it's going probably to a dealer is what I'm looking at.
And it came in to the port?
That's what I'm wondering because it says no TWIC required.
Those pay good too. See,
yeah, you don't ever see for going cross country 50 cents a mile ever. So
no, you don't. I don't think I ever have really seen that. But these are nice vehicles too.
Look, Yeah,
And I
and
agree.
these are only 32 cents a mile. And then you got this two pack that's right at 47 cents a mile. Asheville, you could actually do with Boone. Boone is north, or wait, is
Yeah.
Boone is
We're looking
who's
at.
over in Raleigh? I need to check. I can't remember. Okay, no, that'd be Raleigh area. And then look, we
So if
got
we.
three out of Oceanside for 3 grand.
No, you're looking at like about 1,200 a vehicle. I mean, maybe. Assuming
Yeah.
you. Right? But I never want to
Well,
overestimate. So let's say
I don't
1,000
think
on
so.
average, right?
Well, look, I think no, I think an average is probably more like $700-800. Look at this one right here.
Right. Thank you. Okay, so let's
Okay, so
take.
that's
So maybe you could pull in 7 grand. Let's see here. Right? You got 8. Plus, are you going to be able to get all? You're going to get all 8 spots, right?
yeah, because like you got two to Durham right here for 1,000 a piece. Here's another 3 pack. I mean, if anybody was going to
Cool.
Charlotte area, I mean, there's some good stuff on here.
Thanks,
I mean,
Rolando.
I know for the average person that doesn't look like good stuff, but I know what they usually pay, and these are actually paying decent right now. Here's another two. This is down in San Marcos, so that's going to be like San Diego area. Those are 2,400.
And did he say SoCal? I think he did, right? Yeah, he said LA. Okay.
What I said, yeah, LA.
Yeah, he
That's what
did.
I
He said
thought.
LA.
Okay,
Just want to
this
make
is what I
sure.
think you see more of right here is the 750.
So
You
if he
see what I'm
goes to
saying?
Charlotte, how many miles short is he?
I'm
Plus,
gonna guess and say 500 off the
I
top
mean,
of my head.
Charlotte's a bit north. I wouldn't want to send him to Charlotte unless I needed to, but maybe he's
Oh,
used to that.
nope. It's only 177 miles from there. That's really not that bad. For as big of a car hauler, that's not bad.
True, cross country. Yeah, that's a good point.
I thought it was probably more like 4 or 5, but no. I mean, they drop off. He could go home for the weekend and pick back up out of either place. Actually, I bet he does drop in Charlotte. But I doubt he finds stuff that can completely go into this area over here.
Well, I was just
Plus,
going to say.
he could put in Georgia too. He could probably go into Savannah and stuff like that.
Well, I was thinking that. So what would happen if you did like SoCal to Georgia, South Carolina? Just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne Williams. Wayne Williams says we're doing a great job. We really appreciate that. That means a lot.
Thank you.
Sue has been running Murphy Auto Transport for a long time. She is incredibly professional, has a broker's license, knows brokering and dispatching. I was a dispatcher for several years, and it was during that time that I thought, this really needs to be a show. And it's taken a while to figure out how to make it into kind of the show I wanted it to be. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Ty.
Here's a
Okay,
4-pack right
yeah.
out of Riverside. That's time going out
Well, that's
right
good.
up to 3,200.
Might even give him a call and see if there's
usually-
any more.
Well, look, they've got Thousand Oaks going
There you go.
for $400.
And ODT, they've been around a while. I think they're based out of Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that El Mirage. Whoa, look at that El Mirage load on Ready. We just need to know what those are.
Here, I can go. Oh,
Yeah.
Audi Q7.
Oh, they're Q7s. Okay, good. Can you fit 7 Q7s? I don't know. I don't know. You might have to be a Stinger.
More of a weight. Yeah, and the problem is the weight issue. They're really heavy. Look how heavy they are.
I know. I was looking at that too. That's one I really like it when that I button does work. It's great, right? Yeah.
Okay. Well,
when it works.
Yeah, when it works.
When it works.
This has some turns in it. They're still heavy, but they're a little bit smaller than this Q7.
Yeah,
so really,
I don't know.
I mean, somebody could haul for rat and they fit. That's a good run. Get you out of there. Move.
Are you set up with rat? If not,
here's another two in Fontana. Fontana is another Mannheim or Odessa. I can't remember which.
Or you
and
set
it
up
has
with
the
Rat.
trucker
I'll just leave it
pilot.
at that.
So you could go to dispatch center and grab those, or actually, I would ask for more money because if you look, here's the thing: everybody's so used to doing stuff so cheap because the transporters have the upper hand. Ask for more money. I've been asking for more money every single time, and granted, they're not always saying yes, but then I just move on because there's other loads. If they aren't willing to negotiate with you when they can, here's the problem: not all these brokers look at this and do this and see what's going on and pay attention to what's going on in the world. So their loads are just sitting. And when you ask them for more money and they're like, no, why would I pay more money? And I'm like, because I'm taking, this is what I always tell them. I'm taking this load and this load, and it's usually $100 or $200 more than what they have it listed for. So then they think about it a little bit, and I usually get a phone call back.
So what you want to do is when you call the broker and you're asking for more money, and they say, forget about it, or what do you think, and say, you know what,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're tuned in to Auto Transport Intel right now, but they're talking about over 60,000 loads posted. That means I've got 59,000 plus other choices. Do you want to pay me
Right.
more?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had them do that just over the last few days, and sometimes I'm only asking for $50 more to make it equal to what I've got, and they're telling me no, and I'm like, okay, see ya. And then I get a call back 5 minutes later. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've already booked this. I've got another car. I've already taken it. Sorry. And they're like, well, please, please, please. And I'm like, too late. Sorry.
Guys, auto transporters have the power right now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take another quick break. We're going to hear a word from Ty and CTS, and then we're going to be right back. Please stick around.
Hey guys, Ty, CTS Business Coaching. I connect dealers, auctions, and carriers. If you're a dealer and you're not getting your inventory on the lot in 5 days ready to sell, you've got a problem. It's called interest. Like I'm telling you something you don't know. Give me a call. I can connect you with an auction and a carrier, and you can get your cars on the lot in 5 days or less. 417-483-2764. Thanks and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Ty. Yeah, that's right. What we're talking about is who's your customer, right? Obviously, we're looking at load boards and, we're talking about load board capacity and rates. But once again, I'm always looking at what is that car, who's moving it, why are they moving it, and is there more, and is there a way to turn that load board post into recurring money. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here today live on Dispatching Live. It's Thursday at noon. Let's go back to the load board with Sue at Murphy Auto Transport. What are we looking at, Sue?
Well, okay, so I pulled this one up because it's kind of ridiculous. It's 13 vehicles. Okay, we know that's not happening anyways, right? They're only paying 27 cents a mile. I called for Atlanta Best Used Cars. They usually pay really well. This is never going to move.
No, it's not.
Never.
Nope.
Especially when you're looking at all these other cars.
You call them. I'll tell you what. You call them. Listen, I don't. I'm just saying in general. You call them. You text them. You ask for more money, and what do they say? We do this all day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you did yesterday.
All the time for this rate.
Maybe last month, right? But not today. Yeah. By the way, Bobby Haddock says hello, everyone, Angleton, Texas. Thanks for tuning in, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. Yeah, I mean, I would honestly, if I was wanting something like that from them, he only texts, but I would tell him, you need to check out the going rates because this stuff ain't moving with that. See, look, he's got another 18 listed.
Wow. Wow. And with the so he's in a bit of a bind because his customer doesn't want to pay more money, right?
No.
So what do you
do? He's a dealer.
Oh, he is. Oh, he can make a deal. All right. Good.
Yeah, I've brought him cars before.
That's why it's so important to know who you're talking to, right? Because he has the authority to make that deal. Let me talk to your supervisor. I am the supervisor.
Well, even so AM3 Freight, which is also Roadrunner, they've got 3 on here for $32.25 out of Riverside. That's good money right there too. Let's look at Rat's got some more on here. That's doable. Those Lexuses aren't very big, and they weigh a lot less than those Q7s.
So if you
And-
have a route, how about this? Do you have a route to search? Because I don't think we've had any route other than Rolando. I don't think we've had any other route requests.
Nope.
And maybe that's
Wow, there's a lot of
maybe
cars
that
from
right. Maybe that's an
Georgia.
indicator. There's so much out there. Nobody needs any help with a route.
They're busy. I'm telling you, they're super busy.
That's awesome.
See, now Brunswick could get him a little bit closer towards his house, but they're pretty big.
Yeah. Oh man, look at that. 2 Escalades, 3 Crew Cab 1500 4x4s, and a Colorado. Yeah. No, I mean, it's not that bad of a load. Plus, Brunswick, I think is closer to the water, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to get him closer to his house. Let's see. Let me look.
Michael says, hello, Jen.
She's on the phone.
She's always on the phone.
Oh, okay. Actually, Raleigh is still closer. I mean, not Raleigh. Charlotte was still closer for me. That's
Is that
241
right?
miles.
Wow.
Yeah. A little bit too
Well,
far down. I think.
yeah, Charleston is probably the best turnaround spot. I mean, ideally. But
I mean, the only thing on here going to Charleston are these two. And,
no way, Elite Auto Shipping, that's JD Glover. He was on Cars on the Move last Friday.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
And these are in opposite Riverside. So, and then look, it says real pickup is 93555. So where is it really at?
Oh, I hate those. So it's one operable, one in-op, real pickup. Let's plug that in.
3555.
And while you're doing that, hey guys, listen. Do you have a route you want us to search, or are you interested in talking more on Dispatching Live or Cars on the Move? Let me know. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let's go back to Sue.
All right. Really? You see what this is? It's 126 miles
Wow.
from where they said it was.
They post. Oh my. Okay. Nope.
Yeah.
No. No.
Throw a flag on that one.
No. Flag on the play. Okay. So listen. Offsides. It's not even close to where it was posted.
No.
We're
Not
not only
even.
gonna. It's a 20-yard penalty.
And they're in off.
And I'm giving you a yellow card. I'm mixing two sports.
Well, okay, so let's look out of South Carolina going back to LA since he's wanting to do this back and forth. We'll turn it around and see what's on here. All right.
I hate that. I hate those postings. I understand why, but I still hate it. Michael says, false start on the dealer. That's 1,000 penalty. Repeat first down. A good one, Michael. That's it, man. We're going to take the power back.
Yeah, I got to meet one of my drivers yesterday, by the way.
What's that?
Francisco. I got to meet one of my drivers yesterday. He
Oh,
came down
don't
to
you-
see us, but he brought me a
Don't
car.
you love
Yeah.
that?
That was awesome. We met Francisco. He's great. He's absolutely great.
Even guys, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what kind of relationship we had, but when they were able to stop by
Right.
the office, man, so great, so great.
Yeah. Let's see. Wow. This is a good paying load. However, that ain't gonna fit.
Is that
Look at it,
right?
it's paying $8,000.
Oh,
But they're all
5 vans.
Mercedes-Benz Sprinter cargo vans.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't think I mean, I wish you could fit those, Rolando, because that's paying really good. But I
How
don't
many
think
do
it's
you
gonna
think?
happen.
How many do you think he could fit?
I don't know because I don't know what kind of trailer he has.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, we don't know yet.
I have a 10 car with a Sun Country, and he wouldn't be able to take them because of the height and stuff.
Right.
He'd probably be able to take 2 of them, and I could still fit on other cars with it. But I bet I'd only get 3 on them.
Well,
then
maybe they would.
that's
I mean, you know what? If they have a regular route, H&F Transport. Now that's a broker, right?
that's yeah. Let's check that. I think it's a broker.
Hmm.
Oh my God, it's a carrier.
It's
Oh
a
my God.
carrier.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, look, 2 trucks with
Well,
7 8 car carriers.
yeah. No comment with that one.
I wonder if
Should not be
Rolando.
listing that.
You know what? Rolando should contact them either way. Just say hello, right?
Yeah.
Because,
Well, my only thing is, you see that it's not a COD.
well, yeah, right. It's company check, but there could be a relationship there that could be forged. I don't know. Some people just see each other as competition, and some people know how they can leverage aspects of the network. It's all up to how people run their
Absolutely.
businesses.
The only thing you need to worry about is getting payment. That's the only thing I always worry about,
Yeah.
because if they don't pay you, there's nothing you can do. They don't have a broker bond. You can lien the vehicles, but good luck. That's still going to be a pain. So just keep that in
But
mind.
wasn't he based in South Carolina? Click on that one more time.
I
Or was he?
thought he said California.
Yeah, you might be right. It might have been Glendale.
Yeah.
But my point is
Yeah, it's
that
Glendale, California.
okay, but if he's got a customer in Ladson, he may have trouble serving that customer. If his
True.
right? So anyway, that's where there's an opportunity for a relationship. That's why
True,
I
or his
I-
customer is in California.
I
too.
see load boards as lists of potential relationships more than I used to see them as just lists of cars.
Yeah.
It's both. I mean, it's both. Anyways, I don't know. What advice are you guys looking for? Did you hear that there are over 60,000 loads on Central Dispatch right now? Over 60,000. That might be a new record. Sue was checking that out. Sue, is that a record?
That's a record as far as I know.
That's
If anybody has
unbelievable.
any other information, please let me know, but I've never seen that.
That is unbelievable. Hey, Kimberly. She's in here. She's seeing me. I've got my referee shirt on. What else are we doing? Hey, it doesn't sound like anybody has a route they need us to search because everybody's too busy. Too busy for dispatching live.
One thing we were going to talk about a while back was
Oh, yeah.
ratings and Central.
Yeah.
And there's some tricks and things that probably people need to know as dispatchers, as transporters. Okay, so I know everybody thinks the ratings don't mean anything, but they do.
Right.
And
Yeah, they do. They do.
They do, and especially right now. So here's the thought. There are different rules. Like if they give you a load that says pick up exactly on this date and deliver on exactly this date, that's how they can get away with giving you a negative if you don't do what you're going to say you're going to do. And the main reason is, like, usually when they put exactly, or the reason why I put exactly, is because it is a Copart or an IA and there's going to be storage on it. So I have to have it picked up on a certain day because of that. Or if it's a VIP client or something to that effect and they're leaving town and that's the only day. So to get out of negatives, here's the thing. There's some rules and tricks that you can do. If it said exactly and you have to cancel, let them cancel the load for you. Do not cancel the load yourself. Because if they cancel it and then give you a negative,
Yes.
you're out of trouble because they canceled it and not
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
So I always recommend that, and because you can fight it and don't forget to fight these. A lot of people forget to fight the negative that you were given. It's an 8-day waiting period. You'll get a notice from Central, and they'll say you have like 2 to 3 days to dispute it. Always attach your load sheet to it. Don't ever cancel them, don't ever delete them. Keep them, attach it to it, and say they canceled the load, we didn't. That kind of thing. That way they'll take it off because that's the rule. It has to fall into certain parameters with Central Dispatch. Then also there's if you want to give someone a negative, say you got a broker that didn't do what they were going to do and all this kind of stuff, they're really hard to get them to stick for the same reasons. If you were to cancel it, that's why. If it's the other way around, you can sometimes get them to stick. Brokers are harder to get the negatives to stick on them. Whereas a transporter, it's easy peasy. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to have a ton of negatives, and you don't want that. Once you get so many negatives and your ratings keep going down and down, it's hard to get loads for you guys. And I'm a broker. I get a call. If you have like below a 90%, I'm not probably going to talk to you either. So, and if it's usually I don't do anything less than 99%. If there's something on there because they had a late show or late pickup, usually you'll see on there that they have it because they probably broke down. All right. So there's probably 2 or 3 negatives for the same thing. They never fought it. I'll usually let them haul for me because of that. But if you damage the vehicle, no, you're not hauling it. And because my broker fees are usually paid by the transporter back to me, if they've got negatives for that, I usually don't let them haul either. So just keep that in mind when you're booking cars. Make sure you're going to be where you're going to be. And if you're not, stay in communication with the broker. That's the number one thing. If you don't call the broker and you just cancel something, whether they give you a negative or not, they're going to put you on your do not use list. I do it. If they just cancel the load and I've never gotten a phone call, a text, anything, I just don't use them ever again. So
that's good. That's really, and I'll tell you what I was thinking too is that on the brokers that use the word exactly on a regular basis, they know, they already know not to cancel the load to make you do it. So when you see if you see exactly on a regular basis, that is a warning. Yeah. And I've said to brokers, can you change exactly to estimated? And they're like, yeah, but you said. I'm like, yeah, I know what I said, but I'm asking you because by using, especially if I see exact pick up exactly and deliver exactly, then I know that's a definite warning because this broker knows they know some, like maybe the place has limited hours and it's like not your fault if they close at 2, like those mobility places that close at like 2 o'clock. That is man, those 3 hours can kill you. Yeah.
And you never know what you're going to come across either. I mean, traffic jam, somebody have a wreck in front of you, you blew a tire. So yeah, that kind of stuff you got to watch out for. And usually the only time I see exactly is usually almost always Copart and IAA. And it's because they know there's storage on it. So that's why.
Copart and IAA, and that's where did you see were you watching Tuesday night when I did the comedy bit with the guy back and forth for $40?
No, I missed it.
Oh man, I'm gonna, you know what? It was so good. I'm gonna make a video out of it and repost it. Hey, here's what we're gonna do. I want you to hang on. Everybody hang on because we're gonna come back. We're gonna do Houston. We're gonna do a search out of Houston. I'm also gonna talk about my iced coffee recipe. So stick around, guys. We're gonna be right back. Hey, did you know about the Truckify links on Central Dispatch? Central Dispatch is like doing what? No, they probably already know. So if you go in the reference ID, now there are hyperlinks. Copy and paste that into your browser. Book it, negotiate, get it while it's hot with Truckify. Dispatcher to driver, do you wish that you had somebody else helping you look for loads? You're looking for somebody to just watch those routes and get the really good stuff, right? You want a dispatcher to watch a load board during those times where you can't, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to help you make sure you stay loaded. And all we do is sit at computers, look at load boards, and make phone calls. That's what we do. Hey, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. This is Dispatching Live. It's noon. It's Thursday. We do this every week. Are you new to Auto Transport Intel? Spread the word. Please remember to like, share, tell your friends. Let's go back to the load board with Sue. And hey, while you're pulling up the Houston search, and he was doing Houston to Kansas, Minneapolis. Sounds like kind of Midwest. ACC. Here we go. We have another one. We're going to do Tennessee next, but right now we're going to do Houston. Oh, and you already covered the... Michael Keller
He's already
already
looked
covered Houston. That's great, man. Thanks,
I
Michael.
bet they did.
That's great.
Okay. All right. You want me
Where's-
to pull it up?
Yeah, go ahead. Still pull it up, and I'm gonna pull up Marysville, Tennessee on my map while you're doing that. But yeah, let's look for gold bars out of Houston. It's not something you can normally
Okay.
do, so let's do that.
No. Okay. We got
Maryville,
84 loads. I
Tennessee.
put no parameters on it other than the Midwest Plains. Is what I put on.
So do this. I say
Wow.
do it again, but
Take
give
it.
me like 80 cents a mile. Can you actually build a route out of Houston for 80 cents a mile minimum right now? Maybe. I know, right? I don't know. Okay, so Marysville is near Knoxville. Knoxville's
Yeah.
an interesting place. Right now you could probably build a route.
Yeah, I would probably build a route out of Knoxville faster than I would Nashville right now.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's only
George
10
C's
loads
here.
there.
Cool,
Okay,
man. This is
10
great. Thanks, Michael.
And-
Thanks for helping out. That's awesome.
Okay, so
okay,
what I put
Houston.
is 80 cents a mile.
Peterbilt.
And we only got 10 loads. Yeah, Peterbilts aren't going to work.
Yeah, enclosed. Okay.
And look, they want you to remove the exhaust. How nice. We're also
What?
mechanics.
That's awesome, man.
Okay, so there's an enclosed.
And a Freightliner.
That should be-
All right.
And that should be way more than that.
So I think we found the limit. You
yeah,
can't get
we
rich
found
out
our
of
limit.
Houston today. You can't even get rich
No.
out of Houston today. Wow.
I mean,
That's
you
Houston.
want to go to Fargo, but look at, they're an F450 and F550, so they're huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fargo
I don't
needs
think
trucks.
that's-
All right.
Let's
So let's do the Knoxville. Let's see what's going on in Knoxville. Oh, Carlos says he's in Knoxville. I've sent
Okay, where are
I've
we
sent
going?
okay, so Knoxville to, let's see if she said. We don't know where. Knoxville to where, ACC, if you've got a direction. But I mean, let's say I was doing a route scout. You know, I would do like Knoxville to, I would think like the Midwest. I'd go to the Midwest. Anywhere else is just kind of too short unless you're going to New York
Right.
or PA.
And we're not doing that on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but you could go to, you could go, you know, I like Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. That's actually a pretty good area to turn around when it's warm, you know?
Yes. If you have your New York permit, yeah, I agree. There's usually kick buttloads up in New York. I'm trying to be politically correct here.
Oh, ACC doesn't have access to Central. We got another one. Sue, that's now twice in the past month where we've had somebody that doesn't have access to Central yet, and we're helping them get, we're the sandbox. Auto Transport Intel, Dispatching Live, Auto Transport Intel is your sandbox. Do you need help looking and you don't have access yet? Tune in to Auto Transport Intel.
So they're not set up yet to run. Is that what I'm understanding?
They just don't have access to Central, and there's no like. They give you a try. I think they give you a trial once you're set up, but there's no sandbox.
No, and it takes a good week to get set up with Central Dispatch.
Yeah, I mean,
at
you know, you want to
There are
see
3
what's it
people
going to be
there
like.
working are just green
There's no reason why you can't have a sandbox version. I get so
Sorry, I
worked
made it
up.
funny you didn't
We got the
say.
dogs worked up. Who let the dogs out?
Well, I said Central's taking at least a week to get set up because there are 3 people are working so frantically. All right, so let's see.
That is awesome.
Oh, there's a Maryville going to Columbus right there at $1 a mile. I don't know if there's anything else.
Best route scout maybe north. Okay, so they are looking to go north. So I would,
let me look at-
but I like what we're looking at.
I will-
Keep looking, keep going.
Because honestly, that's where most of my guys run out of the Midwest.
Right.
That's usually been our best money.
Yep. I'm funny. Thanks, Danny B. Appreciate it, buddy. This is for you. We are throwing darts. This dart is the dispatch knowledge The dart board is the load board, and we are looking for a bullseye here on Dispatching Live.
Man, that's not bad right there. That's going to Longview, Texas.
Well, this show's going fast. We're almost at an hour already. That's insane. Kevin Johnson, can you do an east side search? Maryland, New Jersey, Virginia to the southeast for a 7-car hauler. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that next, Kevin. Thank you for the request.
I've seen a few going to Ohio.
You have. Okay, well that's north.
This is the same one right here. So, but it's way south of where they're at.
Boy, that's too far. Yeah, especially in the hills there. That's may as well be a different state.
See, Knoxville is usually the stuff that comes out of Knoxville. A lot of it goes to like Nashville, Memphis. You'll see stuff going to Dallas. You'll see stuff going up to the East Coast too.
What if you tighten the radius on Knoxville? Right?
Like to 25.
Yeah, go tight because you don't want. I mean, you really can't. You can't be driving up into the hills for that one car. Unless it pays great, you know. Did we know the capacity of the...
No.
I don't think we know ACC's capacity.
All right, 88 roads, right next to them here. I don't know where this is at, but that's paying really well. I've never heard of Fountain City, Indiana.
Maybe. I'm gonna check it on my map. Fountain City, Indiana.
I bet it's not Indianapolis.
Right. I agree. It's probably not. Indiana's got that, like the top half of Indiana gets really remote.
It's only 76 miles to the east of Indianapolis, so most people could hit it.
Yeah, it is actually, yeah, exactly. That's doable. I mean, it's, It's not Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne is pretty far north. I mean, you're really, I think it's all farmland up there.
There is, but there's an auction. There's a Copart up there, I think in Michigan City, Indiana, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Right,
It
well,
runs a lot of Copart.
That's right. I mean, yeah, exactly. There's business up in Indiana.
Technically, I think you could do this, and this if you were a 3-car.
Check it. Let's see it. So you got
Madisonville, Maryville, and Dublin.
Did you put Garden City with Indiana? Mini 5.
Garden City.
Kaufman, Mini 5.
Oh. Okay, so that's a rough one to do.
Right.
All right, so we'll just put in Columbus, Ohio, and then we're going to put in, it was called Fountain City, 4734.
Check. Station identification. While Sue is checking the map, you are watching Auto Transport Intel. This is Dispatching Live. We go live every Thursdays at noon. We're going to stick around here for another few minutes. And again, if you're looking for a dispatcher broker, talk to Sue at Murphy Auto Transport. Okay, so you check the map?
So I checked the map, and you would actually want to drop off this Fountain City, Indiana first before you go into Columbus. And so let's see what
that looks good.
We're paying $450, we're paying $350, and we're paying $400. And I would ask these guys for another $50 on this one. So let's see here. We're getting paid $1,200. We're only going 500 miles. Yes, that's over $2 a mile. If you were a 3-car, I would do it. I wouldn't even think about it. Now, if you are a 5-car, however, let's go see if we can find more to go with it. And so far, so you got 2 SUVs and 1 car. With that 5-car, you got to have 3 cars on it here.
Right.
You can sometimes do 3 SUVs. They just cannot be big ones.
By the way, those green, that means it was recently posted, so you're going to have to move. But you said there's so much on the board, right? Yeah. Normally, when you see $1 a mile, you got to move quick. But right now, maybe not. Yeah,
you got to grab it and go. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. And that might have been the only thing that's going.
By the way,
direction.
that's another Garden City from Knoxville. You might have an alternate route here to Kansas.
I would. The Garden City is like on your way to Colorado.
Oh, you're right.
I,
Always check the
I'm
map, Jay.
But look, you got two in Wichita right here. This one for backlot cars is paying $1.10 a mile.
That's a
And
good
it's a
one.
Dodge Avenger four-wheeler car. And
Yeah.
then you got one in Alcoa for ODT, a Nissan Rogue for $725. That's two right there to Wichita. Then you could do Kansas City with both of those too. So you wouldn't be locked into just Wichita.
Wow.
But once again, even with all these loads, it's hard to get out of Wichita. So just keep that in mind.
Is it? Is it still hard to get out of
Yeah.
Wichita?
Yeah, it's still hard to get out of Wichita.
Wow. That's how.
A lot
That's
of
how
stuff
tough
going
it
to
is.
New Orleans, though. I mean, you could go to Louisiana and Baton Rouge easy. I mean, there's a bunch on here.
So that
Yeah.
well, no, and now we have to go to a different map, the COVID map.
Yeah. Hey, I've been running people in and out of Louisiana here for the last 2-3 weeks, and we're not having no problems getting them in and out.
Good. Listen,
Yeah.
I say that in jest. I know that. I mean, New Orleans was a spike in the past.
Right.
When you said that you've got people not moving because they're afraid of what's going on with COVID.
Right.
I understand it, and yet it seems like it's quickly feeling like the past or the recent past, but it's still going on, huh?
Yeah. And see, I think I'm the same way. I feel like I've moved past it,
Yeah.
and I'm going out and I'm doing my own thing. But there's still a lot of people that are still in their houses and not.
I mean,
They're scared.
I think
And
I feel
and I get it. That's their prerogative.
if there's riots and they're pulling down statues, I think I'm past COVID.
Yeah. I'd be more worried about that too. I agree. Let's see. Well,
And by the way,
right now,
every
would
time I
tell
make a
you-
joke about the riots, I want to say this, man. I believe that this country needs changes. I absolutely agree with the need for change. I just think that pulling down all the statues is a little bit too far, and I'm not sure if it's the same issue.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Well, looks like there's plenty going down into Mississippi too. I mean, there's a decent amount out of Knoxville. So I'm getting out of there right now during this time, and probably for at least the next 2 or 3 months. I'm going to say that's how long this is going to ride out, at least.
So it's
I
looking
think you wouldn't have a problem.
all right.
Oh,
So
there's
your
another one going to Columbus.
so your recommended routes. COVID's on halftime. Your recommended routes for ACC logistics out of Knoxville area would be top. What's your number one pick?
Well, Ohio is paying fabulous, and getting out of Ohio will never be an issue.
Yeah.
And you will get paid stellar money out of Ohio. So if I was running my truck there, I'd probably run them to Ohio and then out of Ohio. But it looks like Louisiana's good, Mississippi's good. Looks like there's stuff going to Texas, Dallas area on here. And getting out of Dallas is not hard either right now. We're getting really good rates. There's several on here going to Dallas. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So it doesn't look like that would be an issue. If you need a fill-in, I guess you take that one, but I wouldn't. It's only 40 cents a mile. These people are going to have to get with the times on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. And
Send
there's,
them a
I mean,
link.
there's even stuff going to Houston on here that are
Oh,
paying 70
this
cents
is
a
when
mile.
this is when this is when the carrier can say, hit the compare button. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the weird thing. The compare button for Central is not showing these rates. I don't know why.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, well, let's in fact, let's just do that. Because here's my thing. It should be more accurate than it is. I know Dispatch Centers is way more accurate. I've just been telling them $1 a mile. That's what I've been doing because I know it's not going to move unless you get that kind of money out of it. So let's just put in Knoxville. Let's go to Dallas.
I like it.
And
While Sue types
gonna
that
make
in,
it
I just want to
open.
thank you guys for tuning in to Dispatching Live on Auto Transport Intel. We're just going to be here probably another 10 or 15 minutes. But right now you want to join us because, Sue, we're looking at the compare button. We're looking at the loads, the load rates, what loads are posted for. What are we looking at here, Sue?
This is the comparables right now, and this is actually a little bit better than the one I looked at earlier because I had another one I looked up for a customer earlier. But as you saw, we didn't see anything for 82 cents a mile. I think I saw 74 was the highest on there right now. Most of them are in the 50 to 65-cent range. This, I don't know how this works for Central. It's a question we should ask them one day. Is what time period that they're doing this in? You know what I mean? Is it in the last 5 days? Is it in the last month? You know, what is it really? Because that makes me curious as to how they get that comparable.
Do you think that these rates are lower than what you're seeing right now?
They were what we just looked at. Like I said, the highest one I saw on there was 74 cents. They were more in the 57 to 65-cent range. Okay. There were a couple on there that were in this range, but they aren't moving. I guarantee you they're not moving. Why would you take something for 45 cents when you can get 65 or 70 cents a mile? Let's just look in. I'm gonna just put in Dallas from Knoxville.
Maybe they're also not used to the market fluctuating this much. I don't know, but these are really good questions.
Well, it's like I was doing a comparable earlier for an enclosed vehicle out of Miami, Florida, going into New Jersey, and they were putting rates on there for enclosed, mind you, like $850 to $1,000. The mileage is almost 1,300 miles, and that made no sense to me. It's snowbird season for one, so they should be even higher than that.
Yeah.
And two, if you're doing enclosed for less than $1 a mile, there's a problem.
Yeah, no, you're not. Yeah. You're
sense.
Planning to sell your trailer.
Yeah. Here's Backlots. They've got one for 85 cents a mile. Love working for Backlots, one of the better companies out there. So that's good rate.
Cool.
Here's a 69 cent. This is Kaufman is kind of off your beaten path, and it's BWT. The load's probably not any good, so you might as well forget about that one in this.
Oh man!
Give me my opinion here, people.
Oh man, we're gonna take the power back. Thanks, FNS. Thank you so much.
Let's see. 53 cents a mile. That's because this is not your normal broker, as you can see. Here's one for 72 cents a mile. But you're going to have some cars in there, even unless you're a 3-car. If you're a 3-car, you can put on 3 SUVs. They ain't going to hurt nobody. You know what I mean? But if you got a double layer trailer of any sort, you got to mix it up. Rat has one on here for $900, but it's an in-op. But Madisonville is Copart or IAA. So it could be that, or it could be a repo yard. Don't know until you go to the Rat board and find out.
Yeah.
Should we go to see what it is?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, exactly. I like to listen. If you're not used to checking, number one, you got to be signed up with Ready Logistics already. Because if you're not, you're probably not going to get signed up with them because they've closed off the spigot to a lot of routes because they have plenty of carriers on a lot of routes. But if you are signed up with Ready Auto, and there's other carriers, CarsArrive, Metro, there's a list of carriers that are brokers that if you see their loads, make sure you go to their load board to make sure it's still available and find out all the details about it. So she's now at one dispatch, Ready Logistics, Ready Auto Transport. It's the load board with 3 names. Put in the parameters, Tennessee to Texas. And then hit the search, and if the load is not there, then it is not available. But there it is. Ford Mustang. It's an in-op, which I like that, it's clear that that's an in-op. That's good. So let's go into it. All right, so in-op, front end. So it sounds like the front end's inoperable. It's at a Copart, which means it's probably smashed up. See dispatch window upon pickup. By the way, there's no pictures, is there? Wouldn't it be great if there were pictures? Oh. And did you know that?
Well,
you can get
the lot number.
If you can get the lot number, can you still go to Copart.com, put in the lot number, and see the pictures?
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's how I do it.
That is huge. If you're picking up a Copart, get the lot number. If you can't get I hate it when you can't get the lot number. East
just tell them
African
you have to have
Cable.
the
What's
lot.
up?
What I
Good
tell
show.
them
Looking
every
to start in
time,
2 weeks. Thanks.
I
Thanks,
tell
man.
them
That's
I
awesome.
have to have the lot number. They will
Appreciate
not release without the lot number. So I get it every single time, or I don't pick it up. Let's see. I'm trying to find the cars that I picked up.
How's it looking from New Jersey to Virginia or wherever 5 car? All right, so we've got, and I think before we still have to do Kevin Johnson. We're doing Maryland, New Jersey, VA 2 Southeast, and then we've got. I'll tell you what. Yeah, Michael's looking at. Did Michael already do the other one too? Michael is now our assistant. This is great. Well, Michael works with Sue. Tons of cars coming out of New Jersey. Get a TWIC card. Nice.
So here's a car one of my drivers is picking up tomorrow. As you can see, it got hit here. But see, the first thing you want to look at, it says run and drive. It has the keys. It says yes. And then you look. You can look at. Where's it going? Okay, and it shows you the inside of it. Not that really matters unless there's blood and guts, and then you probably don't want to take it in. So, which I've had a few of those.
Right. I mean, this is being able to see the pics is a game changer.
Now, IA, if they have not paid for it, you can see the vehicle. But if they paid for it, you can't see anything.
No way.
And,
really?
Yeah. Which I don't know why they're not. I mean, Copart's been like this for at least 2-3 years now, so I don't know why IA is not
I know why. Are you ready? Because nobody's worried about the transporter.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I mean this. Like, you talk to dealers, auctions. It's not that they're not worried about the transporter, but they're not the main customer. And I think with car home delivery, I think transporter. What's the word I'm looking for? Relevance conversation is going to begin to rise.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, and here's the worst part. When you call IAA to verify a car, which everybody should do, you should always verify your cars. They will not usually even answer you. I usually have to call St. Louis or Memphis, St. Louis is the one that won't answer any of your questions. Memphis will. And you can call any IAA all over the country. So if you have a load in Georgia and they've already closed, you can call California and find out about that car, just so everybody knows. It makes your life a little bit easier to know up front what you're getting yourself into. But just so you know, they will sometimes look at the pictures for you and tell you if there's wheels off. Sometimes they won't. Like I said, if they won't help you, go call a different IAA. Also, they don't like to tell you if there's storage. They don't like to tell you if it's paid for. They're just rude. Straight up rude.
Okay,
so I can put it.
Check the pictures with. Okay, so you can check the pictures with a lot number at Copart. So are you saying can you go to IAA.com? No.
You can if it hasn't been paid for. It will come up.
Okay. And
another suggestion is.
Yeah.
If you have the full VIN on an IA card, you can put the VIN in on just a search engine, and it will usually come up for you as well.
So the lot number or the VIN.
Well, the lot numbers won't work if it's paid for. The VIN will usually work even if it is paid for. It will show you pictures of it. They'll say it was at this IA and blah 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 blah, and you can look at pictures that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
What were we supposed to be looking for?
I'm right, aren't I, Andy? Yeah, Andy says, yeah, F the transporter. All the broker cares about is their customer. As long as we get their car one way or another to the destination. Also, those auctions don't care for our truck in loading and in up. And here's the thing is, and I know, because we talk to dealers and auctions, and they do know the carrier is important. But you know that when you're just picking up or delivering at a dealership and they say, yeah, just park in the road. I want to ask the question, didn't anybody think about how you're going to get your inventory? Or did you fill that part of the parking lot? Whatever it is, the job of the transporter is very important because that's your inventory. And that's your car.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right.
All right.
You know how many dealerships we've gone to that say park in the middle of the highway.
That's right.
And drive
just park in the middle of the highway. Never mind all the texters.
even for picking up, they'll say park in the middle of the highway, and we'll bring the car out to you. I've had them do that too.
Oh, it's not even funny. You know, comedy.
No, it's not.
Comedy comes
It's
from
not
pain.
exactly.
Comedy
Yeah,
comes from
exactly.
pain.
Okay, I'm supposed to be looking for somebody going to New Jersey or something.
Yeah,
Where
let's
was
do
it?
this. We're going to do 2 more searches and then we're going to wrap it up. We're at a quarter after 1 o'clock already. Man, this show's flying. I love it. We're going to do Maryland, New Jersey, Virginia to the southeast.
Okay, so Maryland. And where? Maryland, Virginia, where?
Yeah, Maryland, New Jersey.
Virginia.
So, I mean, I guess you'd put
Okay. To where?
to the southeast. So you're kind of running southern snowbird.
So Georgia and Florida, basically, right?
Yeah, put in, let's throw Alabama in there. Let's throw South Carolina in there. And then let's jack up that cents per mile. And I wonder if you should
So
put
what do you want to
PA.
do?
What's that?
Pick up PA too.
I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
If you're willing to go to New Jersey, you might as well go to PA.
That's what I said. That's why I said, yeah, just put it in there, but don't put New York. Leave New York out. Yeah.
Okay. So how much per mile you want to put?
I don't know. What do you think? Let's start with $1. Let's go for gold bars.
Okay.
I mean, it's the Northeast. That should be reasonable.
Yeah, actually, it should be reasonable. Except for Florida, it probably won't be because we're going the opposite direction right now for snowbird season. So, all right, I got 56 loads for
Okay.
$1 a mile.
All right.
Actually,
That Pathfinder, I think, to me, is the kind of area we're talking about. But that's an in-op. Did he say, I think he
Right.
said 7 cars?
But
Oh,
he's gonna
5 car. You know, this is what's cool. While we're pulling up the load board, listen, if you're just getting into dispatching, if you're dispatching for a family member and you're working with the carrier, you know, the wife of a carrier. Anyways, the point of this show is to help get you understanding how to dive into a route scout. Because I know when you're looking, you know, we could go anywhere. That's an open route scout, and it can be daunting. So we're trying to give you tips and tricks on how to search the load board, start looking for good loads, and get running. So let's go back to the load board with Sue. Okay, so we've
all the mile
got
stuff.
Maryland to the southeast, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 here going to Myrtle Beach. I don't know where Polly's Island is. And honestly, depending on how big they are, I don't know how big of a trailer they are. I don't know if I would do New Jersey. I think I would stay in Maryland, Virginia to go south, because your problem with going up further north is going to be a lot of more tolls. You're already paying a buttload of tolls in Maryland as it is. You go up to Jersey and PA area, you're going to get even more money involved with it right now. I mean, granted, we got $1 a mile on these, but I guarantee you probably get loaded without being close to $1 a mile, probably in the 80 cents range. You'd probably be fine. But what's paying on here are these big, huge things. See, and what is that? It's big.
Yeah, a Cruiser 440. Is it a boat?
What? Maybe it's a boat or it's an RV or something.
Yeah, it's either an RV or a boat, which is fine. That's fine because boats and RVs are on Central. It's a boat.
Yeah. It's a boat.
And that's why
Probably not on a
another
trailer.
pro tip: always check what the load is. Know what you're hauling. Know what you're
This
booking.
looks beautiful, okay, but look,
Check.
it's a bucket truck, and it's 14,000 pounds.
Crazy. What? Say that again?
I said, look, this looks like it's really good right here.
Yeah.
But it's a bucket truck,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's 10, yeah,
Right.
10.6 high.
That's how
14,000 miles.
That's how they fix the electrical poles.
Yeah, and I guarantee you it weighs more than 14. It's probably more like in the 16 to 18 range, I bet. Let's see. Here's one going to Panama City, one of my favorite places to go on vacation. But it's an F450. This is Pittsburgh. It's bringing up because we put in PA. Pennsylvania is huge. You're going to get Pittsburgh in there. You're going to get it way up north by the New York border. Here's a Lancaster going to Augusta. That's paying really good. You'd have to ask them what size this transit cargo van is because it could be huge. You wouldn't know. I think we would have to probably take our dollar a mile down just a tad here for us to get completely loaded. Do we know how big of this car trailer is at all?
It's a 5. I believe, yeah, this is a 5. So right now, again, you know, we encourage, let me just say this, we encourage people to let us know what routes are you searching for. The load boards are looking pretty good right now. Central Dispatch has over 60,000 loads in the domestic 48 for 7 to 10 days out, and I think that's with no minimum cents per mile. But if you're looking for load board search advice or rates or dispatching, that's what we're doing here. So we're searching Maryland, New Jersey, Virginia to the southeast. Are you seeing anything? Is anything standing out that you like?
Well, what I did is I changed it because if he's a 5 car, he's not going to usually pick up in 5 places. So I put a minimum of 2 on there, and I took the dollar a mile off because that wasn't going to give us a full, outlook of this. Fredericksburg to Enterprise, Alabama ain't bad, but getting out of Enterprise is going to be probably more of an issue. And I hate to say this, but Mercury stuff is usually not good either. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Here's a 5-pack, but don't do that. That's 33 cents a mile. That's insane. You're wanting to go to Florida. There's 2 out of Maryland for Fisher going to Naples, paying outrageous. Looks like it's 2 pickups.
In Fisher Shipping, they have, oh, look at that. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yep. No, he has good contracts. They work with dealerships. They usually pay pretty good. Okay. That actually could be, and Naples. There's a lot of stuff in Naples. Yeah, that's
I think
a good
it's
one.
Like 7,000 loads out of Florida right now.
Wow! Holy mackerel!
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
So if you're if you're not planning on working right now, have a talk with the family. Postpone Universal Studios because there's a lot of cars out there that need to get moved right now.
Okay, so what?
I'm going to get a call from somebody's wife.
It's 2 pickups, one in Silver Springs, Maryland, and one in Springfield, Virginia, but they're both going to the same place. So that's still,
it's also going in Naples. So Fisher Shipping has a customer. Now, Fisher Shipping is not going to give you their customer in Naples. They've been in the business way too long.
And just so everybody knows, every time you take a load, all of these people will make you sign a contract that says, do not solicit
That's right.
my customer.
You can't.
You will get a negative.
That's right. Yeah. You know what? I think that Ty and I should talk about that tomorrow on Cars on the Move because we're always talking about building relationships and making customers. But yes, you have to know that. You can't hand your business card to the people you're working for that day. But it doesn't mean you can't go to the cubicle next door and say, "Hey, can we talk car shipping?"
Right. Let's see. Yeah. What Fisher has done, they've listed it 4 different times, just trying to get a bite on it because they're obviously having problems because the only time they do this is there's nobody going down there right now, which is weird. Because there's loads coming out of Florida left and right. But they've got it listed in 4 spots right now. But it really is Silver Springs and Springfield, Maryland, or Springfield, Virginia.
Okay, so we're going to tell you what we're going to do, Sue. We got 5 more minutes. But, 5 more minutes. Essentially, there's nothing wrong with that route, right? Just like many other routes, there's nothing wrong at all with that route. Looks pretty decent.
You could make that work, yeah. And you can work around it. I mean, because you're a 5 car, yes, you can pick up in 5 spots, but that's tough in Maryland, Virginia. That could take you all day long because sometimes going 10 miles takes 2 hours in Maryland. So I try to clump them all together. I've got a guy that lives in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Yeah.
So I try to take them all out of one spot or at least 2 and 2. I usually pick up out of Mannheim, Fredericksburg lately. There's been a butt ton of loads out of Mannheim, Fredericksburg. I mean, left and right.
Awesome.
I'm taking 4 packs out of there. We got a really kick-ass load out of Fredericksburg on Monday. I took 4 vehicles from Fredericksburg to Indianapolis and got paid $1,800. Very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Especially
then from Indianapolis to Omaha, $2,000 for 4 vehicles.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Sue, do you
Yeah.
use car pullers? Do you have relationship with car pullers as well?
I do, but a lot of them have gone out of business because of COVID.
Wow.
Like we had this great car puller in Mount Juliet. I don't know if she's completely out of business, but part of it was when the tornado came through, kind of wiped her out right there.
Wow.
And I don't know if she's come back yet. I don't think she has. They're not allowing her on the property still.
Wow.
I do have a couple of car pullers over in Statesville and Greensboro. I used to have one down in Atlanta, but he was really horrible, and I wouldn't use him anymore, and I think everybody else stopped using him. He was not writing the damage on the back of the gate pass, and then the driver is responsible for anything that he didn't write down.
Yeah, no, that's the problem.
We used to have a big, huge company, car puller that did Dallas, Texas, and Kansas City. They went out of business. So right now, I don't have anybody I could even recommend. And I used to have one up in Matteson, Illinois, too, and they're no longer in business either.
Well, wow, so, that's amazing. Well, like you just pointed out, like a Mannheim, they probably don't really, because of COVID, I mean, they need the driver to just do it themselves, right?
Right. They probably less people's hands touching stuff and being on their property. I'm assuming that's what it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Like Odessa, I've had several Odessas that don't even let the driver come in to find the cars. They're pulling the cars, bringing them to them because they don't want them on the property.
What if you could be like a ride clean car puller?
Yeah, there you go.
That's an interesting thought, right?
I mean, on average, what I was paying for a car to be pulled, they charge anywhere from $6 to $10. I think that 10 was my max, is what they usually charge to have them pulled.
Yeah.
And that may sound like a lot, but if anybody knows how Mannheim works, sometimes you could be looking for a car for 2 to 3 hours. So $10, yes, please pull it.
Well, here's
and
that's the thing about this is why we talked about on Ready Logistics, wait 10 minutes for $10. This is auto transport, and $10 shouldn't make or break whether you do something. And if it does, there's a problem with the rate.
Or there's a problem with your finances.
Right. I mean, they're right. And also, we know that we're just coming out of a pretty dark moment in the economic history of the world. So while we seem like we might be having a good time, that's because there's comedy in pain, and there's a lot of pain in looking for loads on load boards. Usually this happens to be a good moment. So again, I want you to know that we're all about information, trying to be helpful. If you have a question, you can send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Sue, I think we're gonna call it a day. Listen, guys, if you have a follow-up question for Sue, send her an email, murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. I want to thank Michael Culler. Michael is very helpful, and he works with Sue. So if you got a question for Sue, feel comfortable live chatting with Michael. And I'm Jay at Auto Transport Intel. Sue, thank you so much for spending the day with us.
No problem. Thank you.
I know you're busy over there. I love.
Oh yeah.
I love hearing Jen in the background. That's awesome. It takes me back to the dispatch office.
We got Jen, Tammy, and Tabitha in here today, so it's been a little bit louder than normal.
Jen, Tammy, and Tabitha. Well, good. That's excellent. That's a working office, and that's what we want. We want business to come back. We want everybody to get back to work. That's what we want.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Well, Sue, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to say goodbye to the audience, and I'll see you Tuesday night on the Wheel O Topics, okay?
Okay. All right. We'll
All
see you
right.
then.
Thank you, Sue. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Jake.
All right.
All right,
Peace out. Bye.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to let Sue go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm checking the audio. I think I'm okay. Seems to go up and down arbitrarily, and that doesn't even make sense. But you know what? This is a live show, and I'm Jay at Auto Transport Intel, and I really appreciate you taking the time to join me on a Thursday. We go live every Thursday at noon Central Time on Auto Transport Intel. Also, be sure to visit autotransportintel.com. You can go back into the blog posts of the past, and you can also watch other shows. Check the playlists on my YouTube channel on Auto Transport Intel. And if you want to learn about dispatching, talking to dealers, if you want to learn about talking to dealers and auto auctions, join us tomorrow live at noon Central Time, those Fridays, every Friday at noon, for Cars on the Move with Ty. Ty is connecting dealers, auctions, and carriers. That's what we're talking about. In fact, I made a note. We're going to talk about that soliciting business note, because how do you build customers out of somebody? Let's say you book a load on a load board. How do you build a customer through booking that load without stepping on somebody's toes? We're going to talk about that tomorrow on Cars on the Move. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you didn't already give a like, please do so. Tell your friends. This is where you get car hauling news. We'll say North America, used car shipping, load boards. We also talk about mobile apps. Do you have a mobile app question? Send me an email. autotransportintel@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much, and have a good day, and stay safe.